Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, there lived a young boy named Arjun. He was clever, curious, and full of potential, but he had one flaw that often held him back. He was terribly lazy. Arjun would frequently find himself daydreaming under the shade of a large banyan tree, watching the clouds drift by as he imagined a life of greatness, all while doing very little to make those dreams come true. Arjun's parents were hard-working farmers who toiled from dawn to dusk, planting, tending, and harvesting crops to provide for their family. They believed in the value of hard work and discipline, and they hoped that one day Arjun would come to understand the importance of these virtues. But no matter how much they encouraged him, Arjun always found ways to avoid responsibility. He would make excuses, promising to help tomorrow or claiming he was too tired. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, yet nothing changed. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the village prepared for rest, Arjun's father sat beside him beneath the banyan tree. The air was thick with the scent of earth and the sound of crickets chirping. "Arjun," his father began gently, "do you know why our crops grow strong and healthy every year?" Arjun shrugged, not meeting his father's gaze. "Because you and mother work hard," he replied softly. His father nodded, his eyes kind but serious. "That's right. We plant the seeds, water them, remove the weeds, and care for them every day. If we were to sit idly by, expecting the crops to flourish on their own, we would have nothing to harvest when the season ends." He paused, allowing the lesson to sink in. "Life is much the same, my son. If you want your dreams to become reality, you must stand up and work for them. Your actions, not your intentions, shape your destiny." Arjun listened quietly, but deep down he wondered if perhaps things could be different for him. Maybe somehow success would find him without effort. That night, as he lay in bed, he drifted off to sleep, comforted by his familiar dreams of greatness. The next morning, Arjun awoke to the sound of laughter outside his window. Curious, he peered out and saw his friend Ravi leading a group of children to the river. They were on their way to collect firewood for their families. Ravi waved, inviting Arjun to join, but Arjun shook his head, deciding he would rather spend the day resting. As the days passed, Arjun continued to avoid work, even as his friends and neighbors took on more and more responsibilities. Ravi, in particular, impressed everyone with his dedication. He helped his parents, studied diligently, and even found time to learn new skills from the village elders. Slowly but surely, Ravi began to earn the respect and trust of the entire community. One day, news spread throughout the village that the king was searching for a young apprentice to serve at the palace. The apprentice would receive training, education, and the chance to one day lead important projects across the kingdom. The selection would be held in the village square, where the king's advisor would ask each candidate to demonstrate their abilities and share tales of their achievements. Excitement buzzed in the air, and Arjun's heart leapt at the opportunity. He imagined himself dressed in fine clothes, living in the palace and commanding respect. Surely, he thought, this was his chance. On the day of the selection, Arjun dressed in his best clothes and made his way to the square. But as the advisor began to interview the candidates, Arjun realized he had nothing to show. He had no stories of hard work, no skills to demonstrate, and no accomplishments to share. When it was Ravi's turn, he spoke humbly of his experiences helping his family, learning from the village elders, and assisting neighbors with their chores. He demonstrated his knowledge of farming, building, and problem-solving. The advisor was deeply impressed, and when the day ended, Ravi was chosen as the king's apprentice. Arjun watched as Ravi departed for the palace, the villagers cheering him on. A wave of regret washed over him. For the first time, he understood that his laziness had cost him dearly. He had spent years waiting for success to come to him, never realizing that every missed opportunity and every moment of inaction had shaped his destiny. That night, as Arjun sat beneath the banyan tree, his father joined him once more. "You see, my son," his father said softly, "wishing alone will not change your life. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Each day you must plant the seeds of your future with your own hands." Arjun nodded, tears stinging his eyes. The truth was painful, but it was also freeing. He realized that while he could not change the past, he could shape his future through the choices he made from that day forward. Determined to change, Arjun began to work alongside his parents. At first, it was difficult. His muscles ached, and he grew tired quickly. But as the days passed, he grew stronger and more confident. He learned to plow the fields, care for the animals, and repair tools. He studied with the village elders, absorbing their wisdom and stories. Slowly, the villagers began to notice the change in him. They saw his dedication, his willingness to help, and his newfound sense of purpose. Months turned into years, and Arjun's hard work bore fruit. The family's farm flourished like never before. Arjun became a respected member of the community, known for his reliability and kindness. He even found time to teach younger children the importance of action and perseverance, sharing his own story so they might learn from his mistakes. One day, the king returned to the village, accompanied by Ravi, now a wise and accomplished advisor. The king praised the village for its hard-working spirit and singled out Arjun for his remarkable transformation. "Let Arjun's journey be a lesson to all," the king declared. "It is not where you begin that matters, but the choices you make and the actions you take. Destiny is not written by chance. It is shaped by your own two hands." Arjun smiled, grateful for the lessons he had learned. He understood now, more than ever, that laziness leads only to regret, while action builds a future filled with promise and hope. From that day on, he lived each moment with intention, knowing that every step forward brought him closer to the destiny he desired. And so, Arjun's story became a powerful reminder to all. Do not be lazy, for your actions today are the seeds of your tomorrow. Your destiny is not a matter of luck or fate. It is the result of your choices, your effort, and your unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for listening. If you find this video useful, please give me one like, subscribe to the channel, one share. Thank you for listening.